Hi! Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to start doing this every few days, a health tip, something we can do to improve our health. Okay, I'm Carmen Delport, I'm an holistic health coach and a multi-dimensional healer. Now, every few days, I'm going to share a health tip, something that you can do to change, increase the vibrancy, your life force in your physical body. Okay, because we are multi-dimensional beings, we're very complex beings. We are these physical beings, we are mental, emotional, and spiritual beings. Okay, so we're so much more than just this physical, but we need to remember to look after this physical body, because this is the vessel we have to enjoy this life we are experiencing here right now. Now, there's so much different health advice and confusing information out there. So I'm just going to do this very straightforward. I'm not going to call it easy because it is not easy. Okay, I'm going to do a very straightforward health tips that I'm going to be sharing, and you can, when I do a video, a health tip video, you can implement the changes over the next week or so. I'll probably do it every 10 days or so to give you the time to implement the change. Okay, because change is not easy. It's a habit we need to really work at changing. Because as humans, we are so busy, we're consumed with so many things. We want everything to be easy. But this physical being that we have, this is our main experience here. And what we consume, what we put into our mouths, directly influence how we feel. Okay, it influences our energy levels, it influences whether we're feeling moody, happy, joyful, energetic. That is so important to be conscious of what we are eating. Now, for some foods, there is an emotional programming there, I will call it, the emotional reason why you're eating those foods. So just create awareness as well when you're eating something. Create mindfulness while you're eating. Why am I eating this? How is this making me feeling? Okay, very important for us to do. So this week I'm going to talk about sugar. Okay, the big S word. Now, most people always go, my clients always go, oh, I don't consume much sugar. My diet is pretty healthy. But let's talk about sugar. Okay, and let's just be open-minded about this. Now, sugar really plays havoc with our hormones. If you can think, when you consume sugar, you increase in energy, and then you have boom, you have the crash. Now, it's just not the up and down, the crash feeling. There's lots happening inside your body. Your hormones are all over the place. You are depleting your adrenal glands. Possibly, I'm not saying you are, but lots are happening. Okay, our hormones is what drive us. It is the buttons that is creating the life force in us. Okay, it is what makes us interested in things. It makes us focus. All those things is what we need. So how much sugar we consume and what kinds of sugar we consume is very, very important. Sugar also increases inflammation in the body. So if you're consuming too much sugar, your inflammation in your body will be very high. And inflammation is the number one cause of all autoimmune diseases and cancer. Okay? Now, sugar. Let's go for it. Sugar comes in, as we know, the white sugar, the brown sugar, and then the liquid forms of sugar. Okay? Now, specifically, what we need to be careful of, so we need to be careful of those sugars, of course, but people think, oh, I don't consume those, but let's look at where it is. So when you look at food labels, anything that says carbohydrates, that is sugars. So in future, when you look at the label, it says carbohydrates, that's sugars. Okay? So we should not be consuming more than 6 grams of sugar a day. Remember that. Now, sugars are also in the form of things like the well-known things like cookies, pastries, crackers, of course, bread, white bread and brown bread, but especially any white flour is very high in sugar and to be avoided completely. Okay, so now remember, you can only have 6 grams of sugar a day. Now, so sugar also comes in French fries, it comes in breads, like I said, cereals. So that's a very easy one, because many of us, we like to grab cereal when we want a quick pickup, or cereal bar, something like that. Energy bars are very high in sugar. So it doesn't matter how much you exercise, okay? You need to be careful of how much sugar you're consuming, because it is increasing inflammation in your body. Okay, now 4 grams of carbohydrate. So let's say 4 grams of pasta or bread or rice is also a sugar. Grains are also sugars. So be mindful of that. Be mindful that these things are also sugar. 4 grams of sugar, so 4 grams of carbohydrates, so 4 grams of rice or grains or pasta equals 1 teaspoon of sugar. So that should make it easy for you to work out how much sugar you're consuming in your food. Okay? And then also when you're eating, let's say that when you get home from work or your midday snack, you've got your 2 biscuits or 3 biscuits or your cake, you deserve a treat. Why do you think that is a treat, putting sugar in your body? Where does that habit come from? Think back when you were little. When was it said to you that, oh, have a treat here, have a cake? And that becomes a habit. Or when you were feeling low and not happy or unwanted and unloved, maybe you were going for the crisps, the chips, that's also sugar, or whatever quick pickup. So be mindful of these things. When you're eating, be mindful. Let's focus on lowering the sugar intake. Okay, that's very important. Sugar equals inflammation. Inflammation equals autoimmune diseases and cancer. Okay, so let's be mindful of that. Now, I do have to point this out as well. We are all different. We're all unique beings. And some people can consume more carbohydrates, as in grains, that kind of thing. Bananas is also very high in sugar. So be mindful that some people can consume more than others. That's why when I work with my clients, we do the metabolic typing or the primal pattern typing to see how much carbohydrates you need to function optimally. Okay? Now, replacements. What can you use to replace sugar with? Because we like something sweet, don't we? So easy replacements, or the well-known ones, I should say, is maple syrup, which I don't really use, but honey is a very good replacement. Oops, there goes Oscar again. Honey is a very good replacement. Okay, but when you use raw honey, make sure it is raw honey, that you get those nutrients in as well from the raw honey. But even better than that, when you're looking at sugar levels, I mean, raw honey, that's very good for you, okay? But if it's not raw honey, go for your stevia, monk fruit, and coconut palm sugar. Those are very good replacement for sugar. So if you do want to bake your own bread or make your own desserts, use those things. There are many recipes online for cakes and breads that hasn't got flour in it or white flour in it, but use things like coconut flour and monk fruit or stevia as sweeteners. There's lovely recipes on there. Go and Google it. Some of it is surprisingly easy to make, actually. So be mindful of that. And I'm going to throw in there as well then, because some of you are now going, actually, I use artificial sweetener, which is even worse. Okay, so let's talk about artificial sweetener. Now, that the artificial sweetener is a really toxic chemical additive and should be avoided absolutely 100% completely. Okay, it is the cause of many diseases in the body. Okay, now it comes in the form of aspartame, very well known one, which you find in all the soft drinks as well. Oh, I forgot to mention the soft drinks under sugar as well. Okay, so remember, soft drinks contains 22 teaspoons of sugar, so cut those out. But back to the artificial sweetener. So the low sugar soft drinks that contains aspartame, avoid them. You've got your Sweet and Low, you've got your Splenda, you've got I can't remember them all now. Canderel, that's the other one I can't remember now. You've got those, so avoid them completely, because they are directly linked with leaky gut syndrome. Okay, a lot of us got leaky gut. That is inflammation in the digestive system. Is very uncomfortable, very painful, and takes a long time to heal. Okay, so it causes leaky gut syndrome. It really increases irritable bowel syndrome, and it really plays havoc with your autoimmune system. Okay, so it increases your likeliness of having asthma, fibromyalgia, chronic sinus problems, cancer, of course, and many things. But especially if you've got fibromyalgia, you really need to look at the additives in your food. Okay, especially the sweeteners. So cut sweeteners out completely. Our bodies have not been designed to break these down at all. So sweetness also really increases your likeliness of getting migraines, hives, eczema, various things as well. So really cut those out. And again, rather than using the artificial sweetener, go for the things like raw honey, stevia, monk fruit, and coconut palm sugar. Okay, there are things to replace it with, but really, people, if you just go and do your own research about these artificial sweeteners, aspartame, Sweet and Low, Canderel, Splenda, those things, and just look at the adverse side effects and how really dangerous it is for us to consume them, that really increases the toxic load in the body, okay, which increases the inflammation. So let's, over the next few days, look at these things. Let's reduce our sugar. Let's become aware of how much sugar we're consuming. Okay, I'm also guilty of this. Whenever I feel I'm too busy to eat, I'm very quick to grab some sugar somewhere. And then I always feel it. I always know, oops, I've had too much sugar because I'm feeling not that great anymore. Okay, so it is not normal to feel sluggish. It's not normal to feel drained. It's not normal to feel yuck after you've eaten or bloated after you've eaten. Okay, so let's take care of ourselves. Strengthen our immune systems by eating healthier. I hope you find this really helpful. If you've got any questions, please do message me. If you're interested in holistic health coaching, look at my website, contact me anytime, and I'll get back to you. Thank you all for joining me today. Sending you all lots and lots of love. Bye.